Hello, everybody. I have decided to actually go old school on this guy and make a presentation of me presenting my PowerPoint presentation. And at first, I was thinking that this assignment was like to pick one thing, a disease, a genetic mutation, and to do the entire project on that. So I actually wrote a whole story about my own personal experience with uranium and lead and my ancestors thinking it was like a magical potion up by Lake Elliott. That's why I have a different type of muscle dystrophy. It's congenital paramyotonia. However, in lieu of the real assignment being to make a little PowerPoint presentation, I've used images from my other book that I developed to actually do the assignment. So here we go. Title page, Biological and Environmental Influences of Prenatal Development. My name is Summer Dawn Vanslow. I was named after my grandma, and summer, my parents came down from Canada where it's very cold, and they said that they were looking forward to the summer, which was me. College of the Redwoods, ECE 31, September 23rd. Here we go. All right, as we all know, there are tons of biological influences prior to conception. Our eggs that we come from are already in our grandma's before we are even joined up with our daddy's, seeds. The whole point of this is that the genetic makeup of the parents is huge. As we learned in class, here's all these chromosomes and genes. And so we all know that Down syndrome is the main big one, trisomy 21. Biological factors that exist in the parent's DNA before conception. If the parent carries the chromosome on their sperm or an egg, then you will have an extra chromosome. I actually have a cousin who does have Down syndrome. And as you can see here, I have made a picture using a delicious little Gemini L photograph. Shout out Gemini L, my computer partner. And basically this is actually Lake Elliott, where my Tuscaroran people, my ancestors actually were exposed to a lot of lead and uranium. As you know, I just told you, my grandmother lived up in Canada, in Ontario. My mom, who was exposed to the lead through my grandmother's mother's father, that's supposed to be her. All right. Now, environmental influences prior to conception. The whole point of this for us are that our lifestyle and health of our parents and also ourselves in regards to our children and great-grandchildren matter a ton. A huge, huge, huge big deal that we found out very recently is that folic acid is huge. If I have folic acid in my body when I'm 20, it will affect if my child is healthy when I'm 35. This is stuff we should be teaching in middle school. All right, so basically neural tube defects like spina bifida on a developing fetus are huge. The CDC recommends that all women childbearing age take 400 mcgs of folic acid daily. This slide does not do justice to how important folic acid is, like all the way through, even like when we're babies. All right, so there are a lot of issues and genetic mutations that can occur during cell division. And a lot of them we cannot even comprehend because it just happens on a level that we don't even know and we're not even aware of. I had 3 miscarriages before I had my 2 healthy children. They do have myotonia like I do. However, there was nothing I could have done differently. I literally did every single healthy thing in the possible books, and I blamed myself, and I think a lot of women do. Even just the term miscarriage is, I think, awful. All right, so some more environmental influences during the prenatal period. There are external factors, like I went over the teratogens. The exposure to harmful substances are ones known as teratogens, and they can disrupt normal prenatal development. So we are taught this in sex ed in school. Alcohol consumption, leading to a lot of fetal disorders, a lot of challenging behaviors and cognitive behaviors. I mean, these are the obvious, right? So on one hand, we're shown, this is the image that Elle and I came up with. I entered in actually my children's father in their pictures and I digitaled it up. However, then on the other hand, my grandma and her grandma, this is related to this, but it's like, duh, we can actually not drink alcohol or do drugs when we're pregnant, but what are we supposed to do about back way when? So that's why we have to picture ourselves on a spectrum as if we are the great grandmothers of our children. So the folic acid even that we take now, if we haven't had our children yet, will affect our children's children. That is crazy. All right, so in summary, the health and development of a baby are influenced by complex play of environmental factors as well as all the influences that became even before they were ever made. Whew, that's a lot of pressure. So basically, do your best on managing your health and, the good old stork weaving some webs and you being your best parents possible. And here are my references. All right, 6 minutes, 3 seconds. Peace. Have a good day.